Hey everybody, welcome to Neil Talks. My name's Neil and it's time to talk more Rings of Power. I just finished watching the first episode literally minutes ago. It was beautiful, it was interesting, and I don't know what's about to happen next. I don't know nearly enough about the backstory of this world to be able to predict anything right now. I wish I was more familiar with Tolkien's works. I certainly read The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, but we're talking 30 plus years ago and I never revisited them, and I saw the movies and I loved the movies, but I know there's so much more lore and backstory to Middle-earth and the previous ages that Tolkien built just to flesh out this world, and I'm unfamiliar with all of that. So I'm learning as I go, but I'm loving the journey and I love to learn, and I'm excited to see more. We kind of set up, I think we probably set up our 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like we've got sort of 4 main storylines, and that's Galadriel, that's Elrond, that's the Harfoot Nori, and it's our human elf couple, Bronwyn and Arondir. I suspect those are the 4 main stories that we're following. I don't know if we've met everybody who really matters yet. You can only introduce so much story in a single hour of television. But those are the 4 stories we've established so far. We tied them all together at the end of last episode by this passing comet that it feels like everybody saw. What that means, we don't know. We do know that at the impact crater that Nori's discovered, there is a man sleeping at the bottom of that crater in what very much is reminiscent of Sauron's eye from The Lord of the Rings 2,000 years into the future. So, who is he? I have no idea. It feels like something is starting to poison the Southlands. Arondir and Bronwyn will probably start to discover what that is. They're the closest to that problem. And yeah, the rest is just pure speculation. I want to jump into this because it's visually stunning. It's beautiful and intricate and rich and deep, and I want to learn more and see more. And yeah, I'm compelled by the story right now. So let's get into it. This is episode 2, and it's called Adrift.
My brother gave his life hunting Sauron.
Okay, so we've got a broken sword, we've got an elven smith, the greatest elven smith. I feel like that's Sauron's sword. And who is that? Ugh. I saw the Big Dipper. Is this an Earth sky? I feel like she's got a dang long swim. But she's oriented herself east, I'm assuming. Alright. What's this?
Nori! Poppy! You shouldn't sneak up on folk like that. You shouldn't be...
Way to go, Poppy. Ow.
It's not hot.
Oh.
There's a giant in there.
Oh, it's a giant. Oh yeah, but they're small. So is this just a human? Is it Tom Hanks in Castaway?
He's dead! Come on!
Holy crap! Okay. And he falls back down again, and everything lights up. What?
Your mom's gonna kill you.
She didn't do
You're
anything.
not telling her.
This is Nori and...
Look at him, he's bleeding massive.
Oh, they stole a wagon. Okay.
Elves don't fall from the sky, nobody does. As far as I know. Pete,
It's true.
Are you even pulling? Of course I'm pulling. Anything bad that happens the next 3 seasons will be our fault.
Oh.
We'll get some rush. Oh, wait,
Who is he? Who crashes to Earth?
Why are you doing this, Nori?
Poppy's not impressed.
He could have landed anywhere and he landed here. I was supposed to find him. Me. I can't walk away from that, not till I know he's safe.
Okay. The Harfoot have no worries. Does that mean they have no purpose really either? Except Nori feels like she needs purpose. So are they all dead? Is this town destroyed? This village?
Perhaps they're all fled.
But the animals are all dead. Or maybe, I mean, could you be driven to destroy your own homes like this?
This was no ground shake.
Underground.
Someone dug this passage.
Something.
Did the orcs come up? The upside down? So it feels like orcs tunneled under this village? Crazy. Elven smiths.
An age ago, our kind brought war to these shores. I want to fill them with beauty and devise something of real power.
What is it you hope to craft? A tower?
Oh,
One
dear.
that can host a forge, more powerful than any ever built.
Have you considered seeking partners outside the confines of our own race?
How far outside?
The dwarves. Okay. Is this forge going to be ultimately where the Eye of Sauron is in Mordor? Is it going to be where... Because that's where the
Their
rings
prince,
are forged.
Odin, is an old and dear friend. Almost like a brother to me. He'll welcome us with open arms.
That's not
Ram's Hall
going to
is
happen.
blaring. Tables filled with salted pork. We seek an audience with Prince Durin.
Salted pork on the table? Decipher the door. Speak, my friend.
I invoke the right of Sigyn Tarag.
This is kind of awesome. Oh, it's way greener than I envisioned. Wow. And brighter. The beards are awesome.
We shall break the great stones until one of us can break no more. In the unlikely event the elf should win, we shall grant a single boon. But should he lose...
Banished. Yes. Understood.
Alright. Take turns breaking rocks. They had so much fun with the look of the dwarves. I love it. Alright. He's gone. Holy crap.
How about this then? I won't harm you. You won't harm me. Deal? What about your name? You. You don't remember, do you?
Okay.
Put you back into it, lads.
No.
Is it some sort of map? Come on, lads.
Oh dear.
It's not.
Oh no. Mana Ure. I'm so lost.
I'm trying to help you, but I'm just a Harfoot.
Okay. That's...
Wow.
Ow.
blueberry indeed.
How bad is it? Can he migrate?
Nope.
Wouldn't put the weight of a leaf on that leg, much less pull a cart.
Mind your own fire, Malva.
Mind your own fire. I like that. How long a swim does Galadriel have in front of her here? That map made it look insanely far. Oh, it's a ship. It's a weird looking ship, but it's got a sail. Oh, it's wreckage.
Don't let her on.
I was separated from my ship.
Attacked? The worm.
There's a sea worm.
That's no Corsair ship.
That's our ship.
On the back of the worm. Okay, it's big. It's super big.
Let it right to us.
I'm going to assume she's going to save them and kill the worm. Oh, jeez. Nah, she's not going to kill it. She's just going to survive. While the others are all destroyed. That was great. Up and bringing the camera above and below like that. Great way to tell the story. The one guy survived. Where'd the worm go?
Galadriel.
I'm Halbrand.
Halbrand. Okay. Oh. Oh, if your hammer breaks, you're okay? What is... I wish I could read the runes. What's going on between these two? They got history for sure.
I never dreamed to find your city so changed.
Well, 20 years will do that.
Has it been only 20? Durin, have I offended you?
To answer that one, we'd need a longer lift. The true purpose of your visit, you want something.
I journeyed here to see my friend whom I've greatly missed.
Missed? You missed my wedding. The birth of my children, 2 of them. 20 years may be the blink of an eye to an elf.
It's half my life.
But I've lived an entire life in that time.
Yeah. You're a bad friend, Elrond. This is the curse of immortality, folks.
I hope you can come to forgive me. And I would like very much to apologize to your family as well.
One apology to Disa and you're off. No reminiscing about the past and absolutely no staying for dinner.
Of course.
You're staying for dinner.
He's leaving.
He's staying.
He's leaving.
He's staying.
I told you to stay out of my head.
Make yourself comfortable, please.
But not too comfortable.
I think there might have been a wink there.
Took weeks before he worked up the courage to court me proper.
2 weeks at most.
It's 5.
You're lying. She's lying. Elves for elves, no.
Has it ever been so between us?
I don't know. Has it?
Owlie's beard. Can you not find a way to mend this?
Well, I like Durin a lot.
Some called him a fool for believing it would grow in such darkness.
Where there is love, it is never truly dark. How could it not grow in a home like yours?
Sit down.
Please, I hardly wish to intrude.
I said sit.
Are you certain?
No.
I like Durin a lot. I love that the dwarves are basically the Scots, and the Harfoots are basically Irish.
What manner of man would so readily abandon his companions to death?
I'm the sort that knows how to survive. You're a deserter, aren't you?
Do I have the look of a deserter?
You don't have the look of someone to whom things happen by accident. Which means you were running.
Do you blame us for your being stranded here?
The way I see it, it wasn't elves that chased me from my homeland. It was orcs. If you want to murder orcs and settle the score, that's your affair. But don't dress it up as heroism.
Are you going to tell me where the enemy is or not?
The Southlands.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, the more...
Prepare yourself.
The Southlands became Mordor. That's my sense of it.
Bloody mice.
No. It's orcs under the floor. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Yeah. Saw that coming. So is he heading back to Bronwyn? Or is he following it the way they came? Orc claw? Do orcs have claws? Oh man. Oh, this is like nightmarish. What is it? Oh, jeez. Uh-oh. Yeah, they've come up. Where's her son? Where's her son? Did he go down, or did they kill him, or?
Theo, what's wrong? What happened?
Get help. Go.
Why didn't she leave? She just doesn't want to leave her son, but... What do we got? They are not afraid to get up close and personal with us. They are so proud of the practical makeup. Don't open your door, kid. What is it exactly? It's not a... Jesus. Oh, okay, it's so tall for an orc. Smart kid. Okay.
We make for the Elven Tower at first light.
All right. There's your new queen.
Bind yourselves to me! Come on! Give me your hand!
Where'd she go? Yeah, grab the rope. Oh, jeez. Come on, buddy. Use the dagger. Alright, we're allies. Is he a wizard? Is this how wizards are born? I think he's a wizard. Someone LeBrown.
What's he saying to them? I don't speak Firefly.
No, he's like having to make a map.
He wants us to help him find those stars. I have a pretty good idea where I can find them. Nori?
Oh dear.
He doesn't know.
Look at the beard.
Perhaps not. Tell me, do you not think it's a coincidence that an elf should just land on our doorstep? Now.
Elrond is a friend. I trust him.
There can be no trust between hammer and rock.
What do we got here? Come on, you gotta show us. not gonna show us that sword hilt. Yeah, it's definitely a Sauron sword. Oh no. Don't feed it blood. It wants blood. Oh jeez, that... is it growing? It's freaking growing. Blood heals it. That's some crazy dark magic, man.
You ready?
Yes, Mother. I'm ready.
Alright. Men are fleeing. The Harfoots are on the move. The elves are leaving. Oh. Corsairs. I love it. It's a story I know nothing about, but I am fully invested at this point. I like the characters. I like that we have all these divergent stories that will presumably intertwine as we get deeper into the season. There's still a great deal of mystery as to exactly what's happening, but man, I'm intrigued. It looks beautiful. Not just the production design and these amazing computer-generated worlds that we're living in, because there's certainly some CG enhancement just to the landscapes that we're seeing. But I'm loving the practical world that's been built here. The costumes, the hair and the makeup, the props and these sets. They just feel so like it. Everything feels like it's been there for years. None of it feels like it was made for the show, if you know what I mean. And I'm really impressed with what they're doing with actors of different size on this show. You know, you put an elf in a dwarven city. How do you film that? You have two Harfoots discover this stranger who I think might be a wizard, but I might be completely off. Wizard feels right, though. You know, how do you film these two young Harfoot girls versus this tall stranger? You know, but it's done pretty seamlessly, and I'm looking for those moments where it bumps, and it hasn't really bumped yet. So my hat's off to the visual effects team that have figured out those tricks. You know, I'm sure some of those are in camera and others are done in post, but it works well so far. I'm buying it. Yeah, nothing's bumped me yet, where it just feels patently false and it pulls you out of the story. Everything is in support of telling the story right now, and that's a cool place to be. I mean, they certainly had the budget. That's what you expect, but it's never a guarantee, is it? So yeah, the orcs are moving west through the Southlands. It feels like all these villages are going to be consumed by what becomes Mordor. And they're advancing underground. They're tunneling. They're like rats. The one orc that came up in Bronwyn's home, though, definitely an orc, but much bigger than I anticipated, but not big in an Uruk-hai way. Tall and lanky and skinny and like different than what we're used to seeing, and yet clearly an orc when you look at the face. So I'm curious about the origin of the orcs. Like, we know, for instance, Saruman was making the Uruk-hai. Is Sauron making orcs, or are they a natural species? Can you make your own version for your own needs? Can you make tunneling orcs if that's what you require? But yeah, everybody feels like they're on the move right now. The elves, since it has now been declared a time of peace, are leaving Middle-earth to go back to is it Valandir? I'll get some of the place names, I promise. But the elves have left, except not all, because Galadriel is slowly making her way back across the ocean. She's found this shipwrecked group of people from the Southlands. And now it's just her and this one guy. They seem to have just crossed paths with probably pirates, although we don't know that for sure. Elrond has been tasked with convincing the dwarves to help his new master build this tower, this giant forge. I feel like that's not going to end up well, but maybe it's not what I envisioned, but it feels like that's going to be the tower in the center of Mordor where the rings are forged. That it feels like that's what that forge will be. But the dwarves are also hiding something. I loved meeting the dwarves, seeing their city thriving, things I wasn't anticipating to see. Like, it was brighter than I expected. There was a lot more life to it, like as far as plant life. It was bustling and populous and energetic and fun. Very, like I love the energy. I want to spend more time with the dwarves, so I hope we get to do that. The Harfoot are about to start their migration. It's time for them to move, except Nori's father may not be able to walk because of his ankle, so will Nori stay behind with him, or will they find a way to carry him or drag him or something? I don't know. I mean, the father is like the wheel maker, it appears, so, presumably there's a wagon kicking around or something that we can use for him. Or a wheelchair, who knows? Men are fleeing the Southlands. It's like everybody's on the move right now, except the dwarves. But the dwarves, something's happened to the dwarves, and I don't know if they've dug too deep and have they awoken the Balrog, or we got teased with the Balrog in the trailer. So sooner or later we know that's coming. Has that already been awakened? Something's gone wrong there. But they're keeping it a secret. They're not telling Elrond what's happened. I just want to know more. There's only 8 episodes. And we're already a quarter of the way in. And I still feel like we're just laying groundwork. It's super fascinating, fun groundwork, don't get me wrong, but I don't know where the story goes yet. I mean, unless this is just a sort of a story of survival. Like, how do we survive this latest onslaught of Sauron? We know we don't defeat Sauron in this extended story. So what becomes the objective? I'm very curious. But I'm loving it. It looks great. It's compelling. There's enough characters and enough diversity in characters, like in personality types and that sort of, and objectives and all of that I feel like anyone and everyone will find their favorite character in a story like this. I like that there's so many questions that things aren't being spelled out for us. We're left on our own to figure things out as we go. We're not being talked down to, and yet it's not so dense in new information and names and places that we're overwhelmed and we can't keep track of anything. That's always a danger in stories like this, where nothing is familiar. But I think they're finding a really nice balance where it's accessible and yet they're keeping the mystery alive intentionally. Anyway, I'm psyched for more, so I guess I have to wait a week now. But until then, everybody, take care, stay healthy, we'll see you soon. Cheers.